What's up, Pathways Church? Welcome to today's Daily Dose. I'm Nathan Purifoy, your worship pastor, and all week this week we're talking about health. Now, I'm going to cover a subject that I've talked about a lot in the past, and that is preparation. What is preparation, and how does it affect us and our health? I always say there's two kinds of people. You got people that are fixing and people that are fixing too. They're either fixing something that they screwed up or they're fixing to do something so that they can do it well. And if you're not preparing to do something, then you're probably going to be fixing the mistakes that you made later on. So it's so important to be prepared at any season in our life and to be ready. So we're going to talk about prepare versus repair. The people that are fixing to versus the people that are stuck fixing. In Genesis chapter 37, and for a few more chapters after that, we talk about the life of Joseph. And Joseph, as a boy, had this dream and he tells his brothers about it. They get super jealous. They sell him into slavery into Egypt. And then while he's in Egypt, he works for a man named Potiphar and he's accused of sexual assault and is thrown in prison, falsely accused, I might add. And then while he's in prison, after years of being in prison, has an opportunity to talk to Pharaoh about a dream that he had. Now he tells Pharaoh what this dream means. There's 7 healthy cows, then there's 7 really sick cows. And he tells Pharaoh that that means there's going to be 7 years of plenty followed by 7 years of famine. So they're going to have 7 years where the crops produce like never before, where the livestock do super well and are incredibly healthy, followed by 7 years of famine. So Pharaoh said, because of your wisdom, I want you to be the governor and decide what happens to all of our stuff over the next 14 years. So Joseph, for the first 7 years, the 7 years of plenty, goes to every farm in the area and collects all of the grain that he possibly can, and he starts storing them. And it says he stored so much that he lost count. Now, I don't know about Egypt, but I'm pretty sure our government and most governments in history have a thing about counting. And it's hard for the government to lose track of a number. They were gathering so much crop that they lost count. That means that there were silos, there were storage containers, there were barns, all kinds of things that weren't even on record that they're just stuffing everything into. My guess, I would bet that there were different farms and stuff that were run down, hadn't been used for years, that they restored just so they can put more grain in there when they were running out of space. That there's silos that were busted up and broken, and they had to fix them so that they could put grains in there. That there were farms and barns and all kinds of places that they restored from broken or disrepair so that they could use them in this. It's so much so that they lost track of how much grain they even had. And if this is a good government that knows how to keep count and keep track of their people, then they know how many barns they have and how much stuff they can hold in their country. So there's got to be something, some reason that they lost count. Now, Joseph was focused on preparing for the famine. He wasn't focused on fixing barns. That wasn't his job. He wasn't focused on repairing silos. He wasn't focused on finding new places. He was focusing on preparation. As Joseph prepared, some reparation took place. As we prepare, God repairs. It's so important to realize that there's damages and hurt in your life and parts of you that are broken. And it's our job to prepare for God to do something great in our life, to prepare for his promises, to prepare for his love, and to share his message, to prepare to be a vessel to be used by him. And God is taking care of the repairing in the process. And then later on, during the years of famine, they've got so much grain stored up that every country, every place, they come to Egypt and they come directly to Joseph because they're all dealing with the same famine. They're asking Joseph for food, and he's got enough for everybody. His job was to prepare, to have stuff stored up, but God used it to provide. It's our job to prepare, and when we prepare, God will provide. He will provide the healing that we talked about, but more than that, we get to be a vessel that provides for other people, that we get to see God move in our life and make an impact in the people and the community around us. And health starts with being prepared to let God do something amazing in your life. Thank you guys. We'll see you tomorrow on the Daily Dose.